A new poll conducted by the Palestinian Center for Policy reveals some good numbers for Mahmoud Abbas. The latest poll has seen his approval rating rise above 50%, while the approval rating for his main rival, Hamas head Ismail Haniyeh, dropped to 41%, perhaps in light of Hamas's recent violent crackdown on Gaza protesters. More than 60% of Palestinians are not satisfied, though, with Abbas's job performance. Also of note, more than 4 out of 5, more than 83% Palestinians say that President Trump is not serious at all about creating a lasting peace plan in the region. I want to turn now in studio to our Middle East correspondent, Emily Rose, alongside our defense correspondent, Jonathan Regev. Emily, the numbers are not exactly impressive for Abbas, but what do we make of what it means for Hamas, that they are at 41% overall, at least Haniyeh is at 41%.
Yes, Jeff, just to remind you, 3 months ago, similar findings found that Haniyeh would win against Abbas. So, yes, we did see a drop. Interestingly enough, here, we have to maybe look at where that support went to, because we know that there are two major players of Hamas that lead Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Haniyeh is seen as the more moderate one. He is affiliated with the Egyptians, very close with them. On the other side, though, we have Yahya Sinwar. He's the military leader of Hamas in Gaza.
More extreme.
More extreme, constantly calling for war, shows his face at those protests along the Gaza border frequently. And I would be curious to see if that support actually went perhaps even further towards him and more extreme action and violence against Israel.
We don't know. It's it was a head-to-head question, but it could be either support for Hamas is dropping, or maybe the people are getting more extreme. They want more confrontation.
Perhaps. So the poll does cite the fact that, as you mentioned, suppression. Hamas has been suppressing these protests in the Gaza Strip, but there are no concrete findings about necessarily if there was more support for the extreme wings of Hamas.
Interesting analysis. Emily, I want to ask about another question in that poll. The fact that more than 4 out of every 5 Palestinians who were asked said the U.S. is biased, that President Trump would not present an objective, a fair peace plan, that he's not a partner for peace. That's a very big number.
Yes, Jeff, but not exactly surprising. We've seen the Trump administration take many steps that the Palestinian Authority and the entire Palestinian people really couldn't get on board with. The poll cites constantly the word mistrust. It doesn't trust the Trump administration to protect Palestinian needs. And that comes probably from a series of steps, from the embassy move to cutting funding for the Palestinian Authority. And it doesn't bout well for any future of outlaying a peace plan, because if Trump puts it out, even if Abbas goes to reject it, it means that the people are standing behind him on that rejection.